Micah Berkey. I'm the assistant scenic charge at the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and I'm talking about the China silk drop for the Wiz. This is a paint elevation, which is a picture of what it's supposed to look like. The interesting thing about the drop is it's actually 4 panels of silk instead of just one image that all overlap. The other interesting thing about it is it's made out of China silk, which is a really flowy material. You can kind of see here how flowy it is. So one of the challenges for us as painters was to find a product that would allow us to keep the flowiness of the silk while still letting us achieve this really intricate detail of this particular drop. So we tried a lot of things. We were really looking for a product that let us paint in the same way that we're used to painting as scenic artists. Dye can be a little tricky because it doesn't really layer very well. Once you've dyed something, it's pretty much that color unless you paint back over it. And so some of these really realistic items, we just weren't able to achieve the kind of detail that we wanted. I really wanted a product that would allow us to paint in the same way that we're used to. So you can kind of see here, we went from dye, we tried some markers, some inks, some Sharpie, all kinds of things. The other interesting thing about it is in the Elizabethan, our set pieces are often exposed to the elements, and so we needed something that wouldn't wash out under rain or dampness. So ultimately we settled on a product made by Roscoe, which is called Super Sats. They're a highly saturated paint that you thin out, and this is one of our Super Sat samples. And they really allowed us to layer color and keep the really nice flowiness of the silk, but still letting us paint kind of more like painters and less like dyers. It's not quite the same as paint, but it has a similar ability to layer that we were really looking for. This paint works more like a watercolor almost than scenic paint. It's not totally opaque, so when we painted the drop, we had to do a lot of masking. As you can see, there's a lot of sort of softness in the sky and letters, and so we masked off pretty much everything except the sky and the very tops of these letters so we could spray the first pass. And then we went back in with brushes to create a lot of this detail and some of the harder lines and darker colors. Yeah, it's one of those projects that's really easy to screw up and requires a lot of forethought. So I think it came out great. It was a really fun challenge to work on.